So this is the box review of the German Hummel by Trumpeter in 1/16 scale. This is a pretty big kit. It's 418 millimeters long and 183 wide with over 1,400 parts. It's a pretty big, massive kit. And just before I start that review, I mentioned about doing the book that I have on the Hummel. This is by Robert Johnson. It says Volume 1, printed in Korea. I got this off of Andy's Hobby Headquarters. I think even on sale. I think I paid maybe $15 for it around there, $14.99, something like that. And it's a pretty good book. It's got a very short, technical blurb about it. It is a lengthened Panzer IV chassis with some Panzer III running gear on it, and a lot of in construction factory type photos of mostly of the early version, nothing on the late version. Like the kit is a late version, and it's got some in action photos, especially like on the Eastern Front, and then it also has some pictures of the refurbished and restored only early version known to exist right now, I guess, at Munster, where they restored it to running condition. And a pretty decent book, because it's got, like I said, it's got a lot of in-action photos, so kind of reminds me of the Squadron books from back in the day. Very similar layout, very similar size, and even get a picture of the munitions carrier. So very good book. I mean, each photo's got a pretty good blurb about what's going on, and even when and where the picture was taken. Covers from Italy, Normandy, and the Eastern Front. So pretty good little book. Not too bad. If they're ever on sale, I would probably say pick yourself up one. Now for the kit review. We'll go over the instructions real fast. Pretty thick book. It's got a total of 77 steps, and we'll just kind of go through it. There's your parts blowout on 2 pages, right? Got 7 track sprues, which is always the best part of the build. And then you go step 1 into the engine, 2 transmission, more engine detail, more engine, building up the interior right there, installing engine, bulkheads, seats, more interior, radiators. Step 13, installing all that. Yeah, 15, 16, there you are, hull sides, installing brake rotors. And this looks like more interior, cooling fans going in. More interior right there. More interior details. Looking at installing some running gear on the bathtub hull, and then you mount the interior inside the bathtub hull. So, okay. Some more interior. Looks like fighting compartment right there. installing the fighting compartment, floor. There's some more interior right there, brake pedals. That looks like right there. Some more interior. Doing the road wheels, drive wheels, mounting the drive wheels, working on suspension, building the bogies, installing the bogies, installing the rear hull plate, doing the mufflers, spare tire holders, and then installing the return rollers, other side muffler, idler wheels, building the ammo racks. Looks like they come with rounds, good deal. Installing those boxes, installing the fenders, mounting fenders, spare track. Looks like you got some whole detail parts right there for the muffler, right there. More ammo racks. Complete one side, 102 links. So 204 links per side, or altogether 102 per side, which always seems to be less than that, maybe like one or two less. Installing ammo racks, doing the gun traverse deck there, I guess. Installing that, doing the driver's compartment. Yeah. And interior, you got some viewports, radio, engine maybe. Yeah, it looks like radio there. No, that's maybe radio. No, that's viewports for the driver. That's engine stuff right there. Yeah. Hatches, handles for the hatches and mounting that. Doing the jack, step 51. 52, mounting the jack. Doing some more rear, nope, that looks like upper hull. Nope, that there is for the gun. Right, okay, yeah. Adding some small detail parts there. Building the gun shield. Installing gun shield, installing headlights. The metal gun barrel. Building the breech. Doesn't look like there's a plastic gun barrel for this. So you get just the metal gun barrel. Alright, cool. Building the call that the recuperator housing maybe, and the part of the gun trunnion there. More building of the gun. Yep. There you're putting the trunnions in for your elevation and depression. It's like gunner sights, more gun details. Finishing up the gun shield, and then installing all that together, and then mounting that onto the chassis. There's your travel lock. Some more side stowage, bracing for the whole crew compartment side. And there's your hull sides there. Actually, that's the rear. Then installing the rear. Installing, working on the sides. Step 70. Installing the side. Looks like you get a machine gun, an MG34. Then you got tools. They all go in a box. And then you're working on the other hull side. You got some boxes to build, mount those, install that. And then you're doing the fine detail around the hull, all them little tie downs for the tarp. And then you got a shovel, some more tie downs and hooks and stuff like that, and then you're done. All right, that's a lot. Here's the decals. Not too terribly bad. Let's take a look at them. Okay, so you get a number board. Some dial detail. Vehicle numbers. Yeah, not too bad. You get a sheet of PE right here. Just one sheet. Clear parts right there. You get a color call out for the interior. Not too bad. Then you get a printed vehicle call out. Looks like the first one's an unidentified unit, don't know. Then you got France 1944. No unit though. Then we get Poland 1944. Unknown Panzer Division right there. Eastern Front 1944. And Ukraine 1944. So there you go. Those are your vehicle options. The first thing I'm looking at here is the hull. We got some metal parts in here. Let's see, we got copper tow wire, some little springs in there, a couple big springs. Looks like to be return rollers right here, and they do have lettering on them, so very cool. And then suspension parts. And this here is the hull. Looks like you build it and then slide the interior inside. Not too bad. A little bit of cleanup to do. Very detailed bottom. Very nice. Looks like if you look at it, it's got some texturing here representing the armor plate. That's pretty cool. Not too bad. And then lastly we have the MG34, which is slide molded, so you have a hollow barrel. Very nice. Look at that, it actually has the recoil spring molded in right there. That's pretty cool. All right, let's look at the first sprue. Just pulling something out of the box. Try and get through this as quickly as possible. Looks like you get 4 sprues of this, and these are suspension. So you got to build up those bogies with leaf springs and road arms and all that. You get 4 sprues of this. Then it looks like you get, let's see, 6 sprues of road wheels and all that assorted stuff right there. That looks pretty decent. Not too terribly bad. So you get 6 sprues of those. These are these plastic? Yeah, these are hard plastic. They're already in black plastic, but they still have the raised lettering on them. You can see that. So that's pretty cool. So they get 6 of those. Road wheels. Hard plastic, not vinyl. Then you get this bad boy. This is a chunk of metal right here. That big barrel. Oh, and it does have rifling in it. You see that? That's pretty cool. So yeah, there's a solid piece of aluminum. It's not even hollow. It is solid. Just hollowed out the end. Yep. So no plastic barrel. You have to work with this, which is, I think, will be all right, because if I build this, it'll be in the stowed travel position. So yeah, that's not bad. But yeah, that's a hefty chunk of aluminum right there. All right, next sprue. Okay, this has your driver's compartment right there. A little bit of detail on the inside. There's where those engine decals, you know, speedometer, dashboard type decals will go. Yeah. This is looks like to be a rear hull plate. Oh yeah. Okay. Looks like we've got a loose part. A couple loose parts already down here floating in the plastic. This is like to be all engine stuff. Looks pretty decent. Don't see any flash or anything yet, so that's good. There was some flash on the Panzer 38T, nothing major, but you had to take care of it. A couple little things. All right. Let's see, gun shield, gun plug. Look at this. These things are huge. Gun platform, towing eyes, and they actually have casting numbers on there. See that? That's pretty cool. So no doubt some stowage boxes, your fenders. Yep, pretty cool. Not too bad. This thing's gonna be a heck of a big tank. Good Lord. See, drive sprockets, idler wheels, brake, engine stuff, shovels, towing eyes, slide molded, some MP40s right there. Yeah, pretty cool. Kind of a hodgepodge of everything on here. Got some driver hatch stuff, and then suspension, stowage, your ranging stakes right there. Yeah, a hodgepodge of everything on here. More interior stuff. These are your fan, breech stuff, that looks like. So yeah, all right, not too bad. Real fast, let's see what this is. They have protected. Just small parts, nothing major. Looks like they tried to protect the radiator. Maybe this engine stuff right here. Engine or transmission, I can't tell what exactly. I think that's transmission. So yeah. Not too terribly bad, I guess. Put that together later. These are your fighting compartments, sides. Yeah, this looks like your travel lock. Some ammo stowage. Yeah, pretty simple there. Your gun trunnion, gun parts. Yeah. Breech for sure right there. Right there. Yeah, not too terribly bad. Oh, this thing has a lot of plastic in it. Still going. Okay, so this is the interior part that you set inside the bathtub hole. This is your rear plate. Some bracing. Air inlets right there. So, okay. Your gun shield, which is all molded in one piece, which is excellent. Some bracing. Bunch of fine detail parts in here. Yep, that all looks pretty good. Still haven't seen any flash or anything yet. That's excellent. Okay, this is the interior sides. Yeah, this is the inside where you'll be attaching stuff to. Floor. Yeah, just big pieces of plastic in here. Some more bracing. Looks like a fire extinguisher right there. Yep. Your track, which you have to glue the hollow guide horns on. Now, I'm thinking about going this route with the track and doing the winter Ketten track for this. I don't know if I'm going to do it yet, but for one, this only has 192 and I need 204, so I'm a few short, like 12 short. So I don't know how I will work that out yet if I go that route. But I'm really contemplating of replacing the kit track with this. I just got to make sure also that this track will fit the drive sprocket. But I think I might go this way. But yeah, there's the track. You got to glue the track horns on. Oh, that's going to be such a... But this just snaps together, which I kind of don't like. I don't know how sturdy that'll be. But yeah, there's the track. This is an interesting sprue. I'm not sure for sure what these are for. It must be for some kind of stowage box or something. I don't know. To look through the instructions again because I just kind of blew through them. But yeah. Then this is ammo. You get two sprues of ammo. road wheel stuff, charges, machine gun ammo boxes. Yep. And this is the last sprue right here. You get the jack. This looks like it has all Pioneer tools. And some very delicate parts right here. Jack, radio antenna. Jack. Rear doors. Light. So yeah, just some nice detail parts on here. So yeah, there you go. That is all the plastic on this. Man, it's almost a long video too, 26 minutes. Whew. So yeah, there you go. This is going to be a big kit, that's for sure. I don't know when I'm going to build this. My model building usually slows down during the summer. I don't know when this will get on the queue. I'm not even for sure when I'm going to do after the Panzer 38T. So I'll just have to wait and see what's going on. But yeah, this is a monster of a kit. It's going to be a big model once it's all assembled too. No doubt about that. It is going to be a big one. I'm already kind of running out of display case, so that might be another thing I do, is get another cabinet purchased. But yeah, there you go. The German Hummel, late production by Trumpeter in 1/16 scale. It's a huge kit, lots of parts. A great big, huge metal aluminum barrel. This thing is going to be a big one, no doubt about it. And it's going to be long. So yeah, there you go. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's a quick rundown through it, but it's a lot to cover in a short amount of time. I think I did a pretty good job of it. But anyway, I hope you give the video a like, comment down below, and please subscribe. Thanks.